morning, you're watching Business World Live. I'm Danie Laurel. It's the start of a new trading day. Let's kick off with our banner story. Restaurants and some segments of the retail industry may see revenues fall by as much as 70% over the next 2 weeks. That's due to tighter restrictions in Metro Manila and nearby provinces. Philippine Retailers Association Roberto Claudio forecasts that restaurants, fast food chains, and non-essential retailers may easily see 50 to 70% drop in revenues. That's as they are allowed to operate only at partial capacity until April 4th in the so-called NCR Plus bubble. Claudio said some retailers and restaurants have already experienced a 50% actual drop since the restrictions were announced on March 21st. Claudio said the retail industry will cooperate with authorities to stem the spike in new COVID-19 cases. However, he said the government has to fast-track its vaccination program and do more testing in areas with high cases. Speaking of vaccines, the additional 400,000 doses of Sinovac shots donated by China have arrived here in the Philippines. China has earlier donated 600,000 Sinovac doses to the country. Meanwhile, UK-based think tank Pantheon Macroeconomics warns that the renewed tighter restrictions in the NCR Plus bubble plus rising COVID-19 cases may put the economy at a risk of a double-dip recession. This happens when recession is followed by a short-lived rebound and then another recession. But acting NEGA Secretary Carl Kendrick Chua told the Philippine Star that there is no such risk, saying the economy is functional and the quarantines are localized. The economy shrank by 8.3% in the fourth quarter of last year. For full year 2020, GDP slumped by 9.5%. Okay, guys, quick check on Asia's open this morning. I have to say we're having some difficulties technically right now. So I am actually looking at my Bloomberg terminal from anywhere, literally on my mobile phone. Now, I did want to just report here that Wall Street did slide overnight. That was together with the bond yields declining amid the faltering market sentiment with lockdowns anew. So some new updates on those lockdowns. You've got Germany, France, and Italy widening their lockdowns, cases of COVID-19 also spiking in countries, and the head of the World Health Organization calling these recent increases in deaths and cases, quote, truly worrying trends. So you can actually see the S&P 500 down by 0.8% overnight, together with the Dow Jones, that was down by 0.9%. Now, checking in on Asia Pacific, quite following that Wall Street downtrend, you can actually see the Topix as of 9:18 this morning down by 1.3%, together with the Nikkei 225 that's down by 0.9%. However, on the upside, you've got South Korea's Kospi up a touch, together with the Australian markets that is up by 0.6%. Meanwhile, oil was stable. That was below $60 a barrel. Now, checking in on our own local index here. This, of course, comes after we did see a recovery yesterday. We kept ourselves afloat at 6,400. This level has been something that many investors are watching. It's a key support level. AB Capital had said that the index rallied on bargain hunting. This came after 2 straight days of declines. Our index is now trading at 6,400.13, so quite a flattish figure here. That is down by 0.7%. So it does seem that that recovery might not be taking place again today. Actually, AAA Equities, as Chris Mangon called yesterday, a technical bounce. Still, we did see 25th straight day of net foreign selling yesterday, even if that went down to 690.22 million pesos that we lost from our foreign investors. But of course, we have the big news of the day, and that is the Double Dragon REIT listing. It's a big day for the markets. This is our first listing for the year. That is under the ticker DDMP REIT. Incorporated DDM PR space PM equity. So this is again something that was supposed to be yesterday, but it was moved to today because there were over 50,000 total investors subscribed to the IPO. That's going to be around 14.7 billion pesos. And PhilStocks has said that this could fly today. And it does seem to be the case. It's now trading at 2 pesos and 33 centavos. That's up by 3 6/10 of 8%. So very interesting to be watching out for here. After, of course, the initial was actually 2.25 pesos. So this, of course, comes after Injapsia has already had a couple of IPOs in the past few years. Merrimart, recall, jumped 50% in the June debut. It has since surged 400% from its IPO price. Double Dragon has soared more than 600 pesos. REIT, however, which was, of course, our first REIT here in the Philippines, last year debuted, slid 7.8% on its debut in August. So we're going to be watching that carefully. Now, here to chat with us about our first listing of 2021 and, of course, her outlook on the markets, we have with us Helen Oleta, trading head of RCBC Trust. Good morning, Helen, and welcome to the broadcast.
Good morning, Danie.
Helen, let's talk about the DDMP REIT. How excited are you here, especially since investors are saying that this might follow the footsteps of the previous IPO listings of Injapsia? Merrimart, for example, was a high flyer. You've also got Double Dragon. Is this going to be something you're bullish on?
Actually, the DD REIT is a different. Actually, the DD REIT is a different mindset for me as an investor, because I believe that most of the people, there are two kinds of people who invest in the REIT. For DD particularly, one, they love Injap. That's number one. Number two, they like the dividend that the REIT is giving. That just like the A REIT, DD REIT also provides like 5 to 5.5 projected return in terms of dividend, which as of now, considering the interest rates are low, there's value to it of around 150 basis points compared to a 5-year, let's say it's a 5-year investment.
Okay, Helen, however, you actually have analysts saying that this yield was supposed to be between 5% and 5.5% if you base it on the 2021 and 2022 revenues. But now, with all of these lockdowns, especially the property sector might be affected here, are you seeing a bit of a reevaluation of this yield?
I think I don't think it will be that big. Meaning there might be some impact to it. But if you look at the rental income is steady all the way until all the way to 2023. That's the time that there would be renewals in terms of rent. So if you look at the WALE, or the weighted average expiry of these these are like 2.5 years to 3 years down the line. So that's only 40%. So therefore, average is around 4 something. So therefore, at this point in time, if you are an investor, like let's say 2 to 3 years, then there should be no problem, because in the first place, when they presented it, they already showed you everything that they have. So this includes the property as well.
Helen, are you optimistic about the property sector in general? Is this something that can represent the future prospects of the rest of the properties in general, or the appetite for Double Dragon is quite specific to the company?
No, I think for the property as in general, with what we have now with the pandemic, with the POGO leaving, or also some part of them leaving already as of 2020, and then expected more to come for 2021. We know that everyone knows, whether it's FM, Mega World, Double Dragon, whatever property stock name, RLC, you see that there is possible downgrade in terms of value of these properties. I think we already saw rental income a little bit down as of end of 2020 and also 2021 of around maybe at least 15%. So that is expected, because we are already in this situation. No one wants us to be here, but we're here. So I guess moving forward, if you look at the longer period of time, if you look at all these residential segment, definitely there is value to it, because people now realize that there is more value if you own a property instead of so cramped up in a certain place, assuming the situation, right? So that's why you see Ayala Land sales up in the first month of the year because of this residential buy-in into some of the properties, like a 6% up in terms for Ayala. So it's really, so you see adjustments on all these properties segments as well.
Helen, do you expect a rotation from Double Dragon as a parent company or A-REIT, for example, into this stock? We actually see Double Dragon in the red this morning. A-REIT is actually trading with gains. What is going on here? What's in the mind of traders like yourselves? Are you rotating your portfolio?
Definitely rotation is regular. No? It's a regular thing, assume depending on the situation. But at this point, the reason why people go to A-REIT is because we all know that REIT, in general, not just in the Philippines, since we only have two as of now, in the Asia Pacific, the volatility of a REIT is like a third only of the parent. Let's say A-REIT, Ayala, Double Dragon, DDMR, DD REIT would be DD. So that is the thing that people like in investing in REIT one, and of course definitely the dividend that you're getting. So its mindset is more of a fixed income, fixed return type of investment. That's why they invest on that. Now, if you look at let's go to A-REIT. I just want to show you some numbers now. If you look at the A-REIT August of last year, the weakest where it went down was around, I think, 10% or 11%. But then from the 10% down, it went all the way up to 30% as they build more assets into the REIT. No? So we expect additional assets also for Double Dragon, right, with the hotel business that they have, the hotel coming in, the DD Meridian, the hotel coming in. So if the hotel comes in sooner as expected, because that's their plan anyway, then you can see additional value to it. The Meridian Park, Ascot, that's supposed to be in that pool as well, in the Double Dragon Tower.
Okay, thank you so much for those insights. I did want to talk to you about a lot of other issues here, but we have run out of time. But thank you so much. I think that was a very interesting deep dive, of course, into our first REIT IPO listing of 2021. Thank you so much. That was Helen Oleta of RCBC Trust.
Thank you.
And that's the first look into the business day. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd, 2021. Catch Business World live for the market close. It's at 3:15 p.m. today. I'm Danie Laurel. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.